Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you guys had a great day. Today, I'm coming back with another topic, and this topic is about being the example. We must learn how to be the example. We must learn how to be the example. And what do I mean by that? In life, people are not going to treat you fairly. They're not. And a lot of times, if you are a good individual, if you are an individual who has a good heart, who has pure intentions, you hear me? Pure intentions. Oftentimes you are going to be hurt. Oftentimes you are going to be let down. Oftentimes you are going to wonder why people do not treat you the way that you treat them, the way that you are a good friend, a good mother, a good father, a good sister, a brother, a mate, a spouse, whatever you are. You sometimes wonder, like, why do I get the short end of the stick? But I want to leave this with you, and I hope this bless somebody. We have to be the example. Oftentimes, you know, I rarely get phone calls saying, I'm so proud of you. No, I don't get that. I rarely get congratulations. And these are people who say that they're my friend. You know, when it's my birthday, I may, you know, get a shout out here or there for a few people. But for those people who call themselves my friend, I often hear nothing from them. And for years and years and years, it hurted. For years and years, I didn't understand, why can't you love me the way I love you? Why can't you treat me the way that I treat you? Why can't you show up for me the way that I show up for you? And it wasn't until I learned this, that you as an individual must be the example. You must learn to lead in love. Like, you must learn to lead in love. And what I mean by that is this. You have to go the extra mile. You have to do things that you may be uncomfortable with doing. So if that means extending a phone call first, if that means saying hi, saying how are you, oh, I'm just checking on you. Sometimes you are the one that may have to do that if you are not noticing anything in return. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. Well, if somebody don't reach out to me, I'm not going to say nothing. If this person don't want to talk to me, I'm not going to say nothing. And I used to think the same way. But this is what I want to clarify. You have to understand, you have to recognize, and you have to discern when to let somebody go out of your life. Let me see something real quick. Okay. I thought I had a phone call coming through because I got this on Do Not Disturb. I just wanted to make sure. But you have to discern when somebody is no longer have a place in your life. They no longer is worthy of that, versus showing up and being an example. That's what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about being the example. And being the example is uncomfortable sometimes. Being the example takes humility. Being the example takes you to let go of your pride and your ego. And a lot of us is filled with pride, and a lot of us is filled with ego. And you have to learn how to check that at the door. Like, you have to learn how to check that at the door. And when you get to a place where you are being the example, it raises your standards. It raises your value. you know, you'll see that friend and they saying to themselves, wow, I don't even reach out to him or her. I don't even say hi. I rarely say happy birthday. I don't like or comment on any of their social media pages. I don't call them, yet they still treat me with respect. And even though they do not, and even though I do not, meaning the person, I do not reach out to them or show any type of interest, they still, meaning you, they still treat me with respect. And what that does, that shows them who you are, the value that you have, what you bring to the table. And that is something important to consider. Like, you must consider what value you have in a person's life and what value they have in your life. And if you come to the conclusion that this person holds no value, this person does not bring nothing to the table, then that's when you evaluate that friendship and you come to a conclusion. But if you just know that this person is somebody who lacks certain what's the word I want to think of? If you know that this person lacks communication, that's a good word. If you know that they lack communication and they just do not know how to communicate and they just don't know and don't care, then maybe that's worth, you know, saving your friendship over. But we must be the example. We must be the example. We must lead in love. And we have to get there. Like, you don't be the example overnight. And I